In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to create that automation that can take a voice note. So if you have an idea, you can record that, talk to your phone or just to your computer. This idea is going to be turned into a detailed summary, even expanded and formatted and stored into a Google Doc. So then you can use it to create more content or just to keep track of it, create blog articles, whatever you can turn that into. You have this idea stored in a well-structured format. Here is a quick rundown of the automation. We're gonna need Slack. This is the one I'm using for this automation. Slack is a platform where you can collaborate, create a workspace. It's about messaging. You can create voice recordings. This is what we're gonna use in a specific channel that's gonna be private and dedicated to just do that. Slack is free to use, so if you are not using Slack, you can just create your account, create your own workspace for free. You don't need to upgrade to the paid version to do this. So we're going to start with this, and it's going to be this first step is going to watch for new messages, and once it grabs a new voice note, it's going to download that audio file, and after that, it's going to be calling ChatGPT to generate the transcript of that audio file. The next step is going to be another ChatGPT transcript. Not transcript, it's going to be calling ChatGPT again to generate, using a prompt to generate that detailed summary of that idea. And the last step is going to be just to write that down into a Google Doc so it's safely stored, so you can then reuse it for whatever you need, like creating more content, blog posts, articles, or simply storing those ideas somewhere. So briefly, before we get started, this is slack.com. This is where you can go and download the app. You can get started right here to create your own account. If you are not using it right now, you go to get started, you create your own account, and then you can download the app on your desktop, but also on your phone. And just if we go to pricing, you will see that it's free and you can create just one workspace for free. This is plenty enough. If you're not using Slack, you can just create that, use that free plan, and have one channel that's going to be dedicated to that, and that works. If you're already using Slack, you can keep using your own workspace, just create a new channel. I'm going to show you. So this is the app, this is my workspace. I'm going to create a channel and I'm going to name it ideas. Let's name it test. I'm going to click next and I'm going to make it private. So only myself right now, if I don't invite anyone, is going to see it. And this is what we want to do for this specific use case. So that we don't want to invite anyone. So this is my own channel that only me have access. On the app, I'm going to click right here on that button and it's going to start a recording. This is how you can record your voice and that voice note that we're going to use in this automation. You can do the exact same thing inside the mobile app. So on your phone, this is where I use it most because I can record ideas wherever I'm at, as long as I have my phone. And yeah, this is something that I mostly use for instance, for content ideas. If something comes up, or even for some other ideas that comes up, but mostly for content, I just record myself and then it's recorded and with this automation safely stored. So I'm going to stop this one. It's going to be loaded and then I can just send it. And now it's published in this channel. All right, so let's get started with the step-by-step right now. Today we're going to create, this is make.com, and we're going to create a new scenario, an empty one. And the first step we're going to select is go to Slack, and we're going to watch for a private channel messages. So you're going to want to create a connection. Mine is already set, but you're going to click on add and you can name it the way you want. And if you click on save, it's going to open that pop-up, which is going to be where you can enter the name of your workspace, continue and log in, and it's going to make the connection to your Slack account. I'm going to cancel this one. All right, I'm going to use my connection. So once it's done, you're going to have access to this. And if you click on the input method, I'm going to leave at select from a list. And this is going to show all the private channels right now. And this is the one I just created. Here we're going to set a limit. And because this automation is going to run probably once a night or whenever you want to click it, you can set a limit on how much you want to process when this is run. Because there's no, I mean, we need to put a limit, but I would put just 50 because I don't think you're going to, if you have that automation run every night, for instance, to go over that limit, you would need to record 50 voice notes during the day. So that should be plenty. The next bubble, we're going to click on plus and add another Slack. And what we're going to do is going to scroll down up to download the file. Private URL, so we're going to select which one from this. And it's going to be from that previous step that we are watching. And we're going to come to files and we're going to go with URL private download. This is the one we want to set up here. And we're going to click OK. One thing we're going to add right here is we're going to make sure that every time this runs, because maybe we send something else, we're going to add a condition for that same file, URL private download. We're going to just make sure that it exists. So just in case we send a message that's just text, there's not going to be any file to download. So we don't want the automation to keep running and failing because there's no audio file. So that's why we're just going to check if it exists. If it doesn't, it's going to stop right there and move on. All right. So the next we're going to do is we're going to use OpenAI and we're going to scroll down to find create a transcription. So this is the transcription. You see it's pre-populated with the Slack download file. So that's going to be the audio file that's processed from this step, that's downloaded from this step. And by default, it's going to create the transcript. There's only one model to use. We don't need necessarily to put a prompt unless you have some specific adjustments you want to make. And I'm going to change the response format into just a text because I just want a text. And that's all. I'm going to click OK. Oh. One thing I forgot to mention, if you don't have OpenAI connected, you're going to need to click here and you're going to, so ChatGPT and OpenAI is the company behind ChatGPT. If you are using the chat, the website right now and you're paying for it, this is a different access that you need to ChatGPT. This is going to be the OpenAI API, which is giving you access to ChatGPT as well, but from the API, which is the way systems communicate together. So you're gonna need to go on to OpenAI, and I think it's product right here. If you go to product, and you're gonna see that you have ChatGPT, which is probably the one everyone is used to with its pricing. But you're going to have the API, and that's the one you're going to need. And you're going to need to go log in, create an account. This one has a different pricing, and it's a pay-per-use, but you're going to need to load about at least $5. But those $5 are going to last you for quite a lot of processing. So I have another video that show how to connect the API, ChatGPT API, OpenAI API, and I'm going to link to this one. All right, so you're going to need to make the connection right here. All right, so back with this one, we're going to click OK. It's done. Now at this point, we have, just to recap, we're watching for a new message that comes in that private channel. We're downloading the file, and then we are creating a transcript of that audio file. The next step we're going to add is we're going to ask ChatGPT to create an expanded summary or an idea. So we're going to add a prompt there that's going to just make that a bit better. I'm going to create one right now with you and not use mine. So we can start with system first, and the message content we're going to say, as an expert copywriter, here is you are going to be provided with a transcript of an idea, make sure to structure it and create a summary, adding any relevant context you see fit, and expand on that idea. All right, something like that. Then you're going to add an extra message, and we're going to say user for the role, and the message content is going to be here is the transcript. And we're going to use this text, which is the output, which is that transcription right here. All right. Now for the token, we don't want to put any limit for the usage. And I forgot to mention that the model you can choose, obviously use the latest one, which is for O. It's the best one, the fastest one. And click OK. Now, something we should not forget to do is save, because this is not automatically saved by Make. So don't forget to press that button to save it. And now the last step, we're going to click here and we're going to come to Google Doc, and we're going to create a document. So we're going to name it. I'm going to add that's what I have saved. So what I am doing right here, I'm going to type it. Okay. So I'm just going to, if you come up here to the calendar, you're going to have formulas to format date. And this is the one I'm using, which is at the bottom. And it's just going to be formatting the date in a specific format. And the format is going to be the next parameter right here, which is YYYY is like a year for, that's going to be 2014. Then we're going to have the months, and which is going to be, right now we're in July, so it's going to be 07. And the day, if it's today, it's going to be 04. And then we have a space, and we have HHMM, which is going to be the hours and the minutes that this has been created. And that parameter date is coming from the first step, which is when the message was published on Slack. So at the moment when I add this idea. And then I'm adding just a space, a dash, another space, and note. So this is going to be the name of the file, of the Google Doc file on the Google Drive folder. So that's the name. Now for the content, we're going to use the result from that previous step from ChatGPT, which is right here. Like that's the top one, result. Okay, and then at the bottom, we're just gonna, we can leave my drive. Again, if you have not connected Google Drive or Google Doc, you're gonna need to click on this one and sign in right here with your Google account. And we're gonna click here to choose. This is gonna browse your Google Drive to find a place where to store your voice note ideas on Google Drive. So I'm going to use this one. All right, and save. Scenario has been saved. Now I'm just going to auto align, and that's it. This covers the 5 steps. We have it, so now we can run it. Because I recorded that voice note, so if you want to test it, you're just going to go and record a voice note. And see, now it's being processed. It's been transcribed already. Well, it was very short. And it's been processed, and the Google Doc has been created. If I click on that bubble, we can see the transcript, the summary. That was from the previous step. And right here we have the link, which I can open. So I'm directly there. And here is the summary. Obviously, this is not great because I think my talk was 20 seconds and made almost no sense for that test. But you get the idea. Now we've tried it and run it once by clicking this button. What we want to do is actually schedule it. So we want to click here to turn it on. And we're not going to be running it every 15 minutes. But what we can do is every day at night, for instance, you have that process running in the background. So let's put, let's say 1 a.m. for instance. Here we go, 1:46 a.m. Okay. This is where you can schedule that automation. So it's going to run once every day at 1:46 a.m. If there's no notes or voice notes to process, this is just going to check, nothing is there, turn off, not do anything or not fail. And that's all you need to do. And just now you can just go about recording your voice notes on your Slack channel, and this is going to be well archived for you. That being said, just let me know in the comment if you see any improvement that could be made to that. Let me know if you like using Slack. I have created that automation also with Telegram, so it's doing the same process but just instead of using Slack right here, it uses a Telegram channel. Same thing, it's a private channel, you can talk to it. So if you're someone who uses more Telegram, just let me know in the comment and I'll make a video showing you how to do the same thing but on Telegram if there's enough interest. But that covers the entire automation. Now I hope this helps and this is useful. And again, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment as well, and I'll see you in the next video.